It's luck about that. Yeah, continue where I was at. Yeah, so I said,
This same Yahawashi.
yeah, shall come back, basically come back the ways. So them men were angels right there. They had to be to have some knowledge and understanding like that. Know that Yahawashi got taken up. He's going to come down in the same manner. So now I'm going to jump to prove this whole thing with the clouds. They're the chariots, and that's how the Lord's coming back. This really is coming off the back of the video I did yesterday about the movie review of The Edge of Tomorrow. That's the reason why I'm doing this video quickly, just to expound upon Yahawashi's return, because that was a World War III event where basically the aliens have come down and started regulating everything on Earth. Yeah, they just let it be known they were the ruling power, and that's the same thing. The World War III is going to be that. It's going to be a war, a firefight with nukes between the US and Russia. And after that firefight, when America succumbed to the brilliance of Russia, then basically, Yahawashi is going to be, we're going to be taken up, but Yahawashi is also going to be in the midst of that destruction. So then he's going to open up, and all the Earth's power is going to come together to fight against the angels. But they ain't going to have no success, yeah? So that's really the reason why I'm going into this point. The reason why he's coming back, like I said, is for the redemption of Israel. And what he's coming to do is coming back with them UFOs, and what you know is UFOs, which is actually IFOs, because they're identified within the Bible. And they're also the COIs, the chariots of Israel. Man got their, what's that word, man?
Acronyms.
Acronym, innit?
COIs, like
COIs.
chariots of Israel.
Foes. Alright, so I'm going to go to 2 Kings to show you the chariots of Israel, these clouds. They ain't just the same cloud that was from Moses, like 2,000 years ago, just lurking around somewhere. Like, these are actually, they're vehicles of the Lord, yeah? And he has them in multiple sizes and shapes for multiple uses. So this is 2 Kings 2 and 9. And it came to pass when they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee before I be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me. Yeah? And he said, thou hast asked me a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. Yeah, so he basically said, look, if it's so, you'll be with me, you get that power. If not, then you ain't gonna get no power. Continuing. And it came to pass as they still went on and talked, and behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. So they both were parted. And what it is, the chariot, obviously, my understanding, the way I visualize, the chariot showed up and had that beam of light that basically forced Elisha one way, and obviously had Elijah within that beam of light to take him up. When you read on, it's evident that happened. It says, parted them both asunder, because obviously you'd have to part Elisha from him, so he don't get taken up as well. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. So basically that whirlwind was the same thing. When you see in any of them UFO science fiction movies, you have a whirlwind take them up. And a whirlwind actually is a wind, and what does wind do? It moves things. It's air, it elevates and makes things levitate. So that's the same thing. That's why it's depicted as a whirlwind taking it up into the chariot.
When you see them movies with UFOs, they always show like a big light coming out of the UFO to the Earth, and then, like in Simpsons, they had that episode with the UFOs, and the UFOs came, and the way the UFOs took, I think it was Marge they took up, they beamed the light on her, and she got sucked up into the chariot, like that.
So that's the whirlwind right there.
Yeah.
Okay, and Elisha saw it, and he cried. So it's showing you Elisha was a man of understanding. He said, my father, the chariot of Israel, Rakab, Yasha Allah, Abba Yah, Ha, Rakab, Yasha Allah. I'm just freestyling. That's probably what it sounded like. My father, the chariot. There's a word chariot in the Nashwan Kodash is Rakab. And when you look that up, it basically means a chariot. And where's a chariot? A chariot's a vehicle. When you check it out and basically tells you there's no new thing under the sun. Like today, you'd have like, back in the ancient world, you had a donkey, you had a horse. That was quite expensive to have a horse. Donkey was cheaper. And then you'd have a chariot.
Horse and chariot.
Horse and chariot would basically be, look at it like today, a moped would probably be, a scooter, moped would be like a donkey, a stallion horse or something would be like a R6, R1, depending on how healthy and how good your horse is. And then like the chariot with the horse would be like your car. Because that's where you actually record, that's where you get the word cab from, chariot, showing you it's a vehicle. So that actually shows you that those are the vehicles, it's the chariots of Israel. Those are our vehicles, which our Heavenly Father has given us, which we're going to have full use in the kingdom. Yeah? Because right now is not the time for us to use it. Okay, so I'm going to flow on with this. Going back to the opening scripture now. Revelations 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, they also which pierced him. They said, every eye is going to see him, and they those also which pierced him, those Roman centurions. Because there's a thing known as reincarnation in the Bible. Okay, and all kindreds of the earth shall well because of him, even so are man. So that shows you salvation being for us, and all the nations are going to well because of his presence. Because that means it ain't nothing good that's going to happen. So off the back of that, I'm going to Matthew 24. I'm just going to steamroll through these last scriptures because ain't really enough, like, edification, This is Matthew 24 and 27. For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Okay, jump to verse 30 now. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with the power and great glory. Going back on this movie, like I said, with the Urim and the Thummim, going back even on the other sit down that made me do the movie review and going to now, basically they do those things to predestine people's reactions in their eyes, really. And like, obviously, if anyone sees they know them as unidentified flying objects, so they don't know what the fuck's in them. Then when they see a big angry black man with red eyes, they're already scared of us anyway. But when they know that that's the actual power of the earth, and they know what the fuck they've done to our people, they're gonna be shitting their pants. But just from seeing the chariot alone, that's enough to make them at the sight of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I can.
Whale, yeah, sorry.
That's
Sorry,
it
I
on
said
that.
bug out, yeah.
This is Revelations 14
A whale, man.
and 14.
Remember in the film Independence Day, yeah, there was that cracker who was like, they thought he was crazy because he kept talking about how chariots abducted him.
Yeah.
And then in the end, yeah, he said, like he basically said, got his revenge on them and that to destroy the mothership, but his whole thing was chariots abducted him and fucked him up, and no one would believe him, but he was bugged out, like, for his whole life. That completely flipped his whole life out. The fact that the chariot took him, abducted him, and they fucked with him, innit? And it bugged out his life, like. I'm just thinking about that still. Sorry.
It's cool, bro.
Yeah.
Revelations 14 and 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud, the white cloud being white represents purity, and a cloud represents Rakab, the chariot Israel. Rakab, Yasha Allah, man. Chariot Israel. Yeah, and upon the cloud, one sat like unto the Son of Man. Actually is the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, representing his superiority over the earth. Taking it because he didn't have a crown when he was on the earth, but he's gonna come back with his crown. So because they tried to make him a king, but he ducked out, man. He said, nah, man. He had to cut out and escape from being crowned a king. That was because it wasn't a time, but this time he's coming back with a crown. It also told you in Revelations, the 19th chapter, I think it is, you have many crowns upon his head, because that represents he's gonna take all dominion from off the earth and secure it under one elite power, being himself. Yahawashi, and then trickles down through Israel, you know. Romans 8 and 16, those partakers. And in his hand a sharp sickle, yeah. Now you remember the parable, you know what a sickle is. A sickle is used, it's a utensil used within a farming to reap. The sharp thing like that, like it's like a crescent.
To dig up
the
the earth.
handle, you use it. If you've seen Prince of Egypt, the movie, they have it in that. Like the Egyptians use that, and basically that goes into Matthew 13, where it tells you about the parables of the wheat and the tares, and he basically breaks it down and says the wheat is the children of the Most High, and the tares are the seed of the enemy,
seed of the wicked one, isn't it?
And basically he reaps all the good seeds, but then he treads upon, he bundles up all the tares and throws them into the furnace of fire, which is the end of the world. Yeah. So that's, showing you more. Okay. Verse 15. And another angel came out of the temple crying with a loud voice to him that sat on a cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. Meaning the iniquity of the earth has come to its threshold, so it's ripe for the plucking. Now it's ripe, that all the wickedness is ripe for it to come back on its own head, for the Lord to restore what you reap what you sow.
Yeah,
that's
you reap what you
that
sow.
parable
That's true,
coming
man.
into effect, Galatians 6 and 7. Yeah.
That's a true saying, isn't it?
And he that sat on a cloud thrust in his sickle. So Yahawashi thrust in his sickle and got to work. Yeah. On the earth, and the earth was reaped. Yeah. So Esau reaped what he sowed. Destruction. And that also, reaping the earth, that cleansed the earth, you know what I mean? And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, and he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar and which had power over the fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And an angel thrust in his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Yahweh, Bar Shem Yahawashi. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress even unto the horse bridles by the space of 1,600 furlongs. So that basically shows you when the time of destruction came, basically it's the same thing as Matthew 13 happened, man. So it's the last scripture I'm going to read, close up on this. This is Isaiah 63 and 1. Yeah. Who is this that cometh from Edom? Edom being who? Edom means other one in the lush, is other one in the lush one Kodash, which means red. And Edom was a name that was placed upon Esau in the book of Genesis. And then when you go into the word Esau, it means Ashar, which basically means wasted away is he, or wasted away Ashar. Yeah, wasted away Ashar, yeah, I'm not too sure. My Hebrew on that word ain't there. But it basically means, for lack of, loosely translated, wasted away is he, yeah? So that's who's, and who are they today? So-called white man, yeah? Those who descend through his line, yeah? And dyed garments of Bozrah, Bozrah being one of the cities of Edom, yeah? This that is glorious in thine apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, I that speak of righteousness, mighty to save, yeah? Mighty to save, Yahawashi, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in a wine fat, yeah? And we mentioned that in Revelation 14, the wine press. Reaped the vine and threw it into the winepress. Wherefore, verse 3, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I would tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury. Okay? So he's going to trample them in his anger and with his fury. their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. So he's going to be bloodied up from their blood. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. That means he had burning hatred and been waiting to get at you fucking crackers, man. And it tells you in Genesis, it says in Genesis 49, I read it yesterday, how 49 and 8, Judah would have being the neck of their enemy, I can't remember it, have the neck of it, basically sticking it on the nations, man. And Yahawashi is the super Judite, man. He is the super Hebrew Israelite. And there ain't no nigga from around the way that's no fucking super Hebrew Israelite. Yahawashi is the only super Hebrew Israelite. Come down on the earth, didn't sin for shit, man. Yeah?
Didn't sin for shit, perfect.
And I looked and there was none to help. And I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought me salvation unto me, and my fury upheld me. So that's saying that, look, there was no help. There ain't no help for us in any other way but Yahawashi. Yeah? And I will tread down the people in mine anger and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. So the same way, we so-called, if you don't know the truth, you so-called have the belief that we have no hope. But we don't understand is we do have hope, but it's just obviously blinded to you. But in these nations really don't have no hope at all whatsoever. So when Yahawashi comes, that fear and dread is going to be implemented into the hearts of these people. Yeah,
So the hope's in the name.
to his power. Yeah.
That's right.
So Yahawashi, the whole point is really to take from this. Yahawashi was appointed to bring us salvation back upon the Lord, and actually really to be implemented into his rightful position as the head over the nation of Israel, because he is actually the head. In the spiritual realm, from the beginning, it was well declared that he was the express image of the Most High. He was made to be the supreme ruling spirit over all his spirits, and now he's going to be made manifest upon the earth. So that's the whole reason for his coming back, and that's what it is on the edge of tomorrow. Yeah. So with that, I'd like to say double honors unto the elders of GMS. Rockin' for Yahweh, rockin' for Yahawashi, man. All praises to Yahweh, Yahawashi, and blessings and grace unto them. Or really, blessings unto Yahweh, Yahawashi, and grace to the elect men that are upon the earth and bearing the iniquity bearing the iniquity. Going through the fire of this furnace, man, through the judgments. So with that, I'd like to say shalom, man. Spoke Pasha Allah. I'm on the camera. Until the next time, shalom.
Shalom.